seen
This
that
call
you
is
would
being
like to
recorded.
detail, you could go ahead and do,
That's not a problem.
You understand what I'm saying, right? I know you do.
Yes, I normally
Yeah,
do the natal
progress chart
chart.
just seem more like that'd be something that I need to know right now or something. So I said, let me, try that out. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you,
So
man? Good?
yeah, I'm great. I'm
That's
doing good.
brother. That's what's up. Yeah, man. I
So
follow your stuff, bro. You know what I mean? Like Gemini for real. Definitely the messenger. Tuned in. 100%, bro. Yeah.
much appreciated. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I if we pull up your progress chart,
Yeah.
which is awesome because we see you're born in '84, you progressed into Taurus, and
Mm.
your rising sign is now in Libra. So
Hello?
can you hear me? Do I
Yeah,
sound
no,
like I'm really far away?
yeah, you kind of chipped out just now.
Okay, I got you. No worries.
All right, cool. So
You
yeah,
said, um,
and I'm
the
gonna make sure
Taurus
to send you. What
progress
was that?
that I progressed in the Taurus and my rising sign was, and then you chipped out.
Nice. Yeah. So you've progressed into Taurus, and your rising sign was Virgo, but now it is Libra, which is definitely uh, a progression out of mastery or being a critic into the artist. And then,
Mm,
of course, you went from Pisces sun to through Aries sun in the exaltation into Taurus sun, which is
mm,
really awesome because as a Pisces, you know, what feels good is Taurus because you're now grounding this very peaceful, abstract, divine awareness through your five senses that can have you ground the experience of the metaphysical and the divine, which is what I look up to Pisces for because as a Gemini, y'all are aware of that which most people can't really put into words
mm.
through this vibe, through this sense. So we know you were born with your sun in the seventh house in Pisces, and now your sun is actually in Aries. So I apologize. I said that it moved into Taurus, but
Yeah,
it's
talk,
actually
I got you. I got you. You know me,
no.
man. But keep going. I already know.
So it's Aries actually, and your
Yeah, I know.
moon is in Libra, which is cool because you're actually going through a progressed full moon cycle. And the reason why that's important is because relative to this full moon cycle, when we actually look at the significance of um, when we actually look at the significance of the progress chart and the actual traveling of the natal energy, what we actually want to look at is um, the progressed moon sign so that we can see what stage of the progression you're in. So when you were born right after the new moon in Pisces in the middle of the chart. And of course you went through the transit. You inevitably had the full moon in Virgo, um, finished that transit, and then you had the new moon in Pisces. Sorry, and then you had the progression in the Aries. Then you had, of course, um, the new moon in Aries, rather, and now you're coming around into the full moon in Libra, which is definitely important because um, you have this classically where the full moon is in a position to not only complete this aspect, but also be in a position to also open up a very unique and
Kind of you chipped out just now, my brother. Hello? Yo. Yo, can you hear me? Micah. I don't know if you could hear me, but if you can, I can't hear you, man. Yo.
tendency to not identify with an identity because
Yo,
Pisces is the ascended master.
Micah.
Yes,
Yeah, I couldn't hear a word you were saying. I was trying to text you.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry, man.
yeah. I mean, it
What's the
chipped out
last thing you heard?
completely. I don't even know, man. I probably been gone for like a minute. I would guess. The
Okay,
the
I
last thing
actually,
I heard you said was okay, I progressed into the Libra. You was telling me about the from the moon, the Libra moon, progressing in the Libra moon
okay.
completely.
I actually had stepped out too,
Yeah.
so internet probably locked
Okay.
out. So personally, just to kind of recap that, the significance of progressing to Aries is important because
Okay.
personally, you know, you being born with the Pisces sun makes you an ascended master, gives you divine awareness, and you were born as a natural ascended master with natural divinity as a master with the Virgo rising, which is important because your ability to really see within other people the divine and to really
Mm,
this is very grounded. It's very natural. You're going to notice the details and carry forth that critical analysis to help people believe because you're a miracle. You help people believe in that which they may not be able to see. You literally show them this through the magic of just your presence. So now you've evolved
mm,
into, as an artist, the classic warrior. And the reason why this is important is you're coming around, of course, the full moon transit in Libra, where you're completing the progression of Aries. So you, of course, started off after the new moon in the middle or beginning of the sign, and then you had the full moon in Virgo, and now you had the new moon in Aries once you progressed, and now you're about to complete Aries before finishing Aries. So when I went through my full moon progress transit in the next sign, that
mm,
was when I came into success. I
mm,
actually started doing what I'm doing full time. And you're on the verge. Every full moon progress transit is not only a period of success and completion, but now from progressed moon in Libra, Scorpio, Sag, and Cap over the next 7 years, you're going to be harvesting the results of what you've really worked hard to tap into.
mm.
And so it definitely goes a long way towards not only, once again, tapping into this power, but also being put in a position to realistically also, um, because your rising is now Libra, identify with this evolved sense of how you creatively express your character as a performance artist. And there's certain elements that I'm looking forward to explaining because you have a very powerful progression. The reason why you're complete now is you have progressed in the Aries. And not only have you progressed in the Aries, you're progressing into your eighth house as a Virgo rising.
Mm.
So you're in a position where now, based on how you in the
Yeah,
seventh house in Pisces, what was that?
No, I was gonna say one of the main things I wanted to point out in this eighth house we talking about. I got Mars, Pluto, Saturn, all of that stuff. So I wanted you to touch on that, man. And in Capricorn, I got Jupiter and Neptune, all this stuff. Yeah, relating to
So
this
yeah,
progression. Hmm.
please don't hesitate to interrupt too if there's
All right,
anything
no
you
doubt,
want.
man. Good looking on that, man, because I need to, yeah, keep going there.
Yeah, please feel free because everything you're asking right now, Uranus, right now as we speak, is on your Taurus moon. It's retrograding
Mm-hmm.
14 degrees on your moon. So and then your sun is next to Neptune. So that means Uranus is opposite your Saturn and Pluto. Like you're facilitating ridiculous levels of awakening for just by being around people. And it can trigger
Yeah,
and shock.
hey, 100%, man. Keep going. You're 100% on.
Yep. You're in fact this might let you out to be attacked by other people even psychically because a lot of what you're going to push people to say is what is authentically quintessentially you past their limits, past what they're prepared to accept, and that's what you're meant to do. You're literally you're shocking people back into reality out of the
Yeah,
brainwashing.
yeah, they definitely attacked me a couple times, you know what I mean? But it was back in the day, when I was, right now I'm 37, so not old, but they attacked me
Right.
before where I felt like for a whole week I was in a whole different dimension, battling through something, literally doing it, That's
Wow.
a whole nother story.
That's
This
deep.
everything you've been saying, I've been following, man. The World War Zero, all that type of stuff. The
Nice.
whole I'm born into, so I'm too dark energy, dark sun, dark moon. I wanted to
Yes,
see what
sir.
you call that, but it's in two
It's
lighthouses
you
if
like
my rising is right. You know what I mean?
right,
So
right.
if it's in two lighthouses and my mid my north node is in Gemini, so that's another light right there. So the destiny is
And
to
you have the
be.
nodal return.
Say that
North node
again.
return. You had the nodal return too because you have
Yeah.
the 10-degree north node and it's
Yeah.
returning right now. So you're reestablishing your destiny path. If you're born as a Virgo rising, this is in your 10th house of career. So you're
Mm,
literally changing, establishing a new legacy of your
mm.
career to spread this message out. So it's very important stuff, especially because your progressed sun is 24 degrees Aries and Pluto is 24 degrees Capricorn. So you're going through an exact square that's breaking through because this is in your natal eighth house. How much more deeply and intensely you transform your connection individually with others by how much more intimately you express your originality and how much more that can trigger or rub people off the right or wrong way because of the fierceness and boldness. So it's
Right.
powerful
So
but very
because of
extreme.
my fierceness and boldness, you're saying, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. So what do you want me to do? Keep going? 'Cause this is
Yes,
just
keep
me.
going.
This
Keep
is
going.
just how I am. But they might think it's like way like you see how it's on 10. They might look at it like it's 20. I'm like, nah, that's just 10.
Exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm it because with me, like I've always been the type, I'm from Jamaica. So when I was going on the bus going home, I was the one people look at like, hold on, let me pull over to the left or the side. This person might pick my pocket because I had that look. But in my mind, I knew that's how they was viewing me, but I wasn't about that. I'm a Pisces, so you know what I'm about. It ain't even, we don't need, So
Yes.
I'm just using that as my advantage. To be like, all right, so I could just chill here. These motherfuckers watching. You know what I mean? So let me just use that to my advantage and just ease it through life. So
And
it
you
just
you
as
definitely
I
want to
grow up
champion that.
now, as you've grown now, the person who they knew back then is a completely different person today. Completely.
Right.
Anybody who knew me from high school or whatever, they look at me like, hold up, this guy's calm. This
Right.
wasn't a calm guy. He used to be the number one troublemaker. No, he seemed like he's progressing. You know what I mean? Yeah, doing right things. And yeah, you understand as far as yourself, looking in the right direction, going in the right direction, whatever that is. But keep going, man. Sorry to cut you off.
And no, please don't hesitate
Yeah,
to keep interrupting if there's any questions, right? So
yeah.
personally, once again, like this is very key because a lot of how this manifests personally will go a long way now because now that you've manifested this Aries awareness, which we need to respect the Aries sun, because now
Mm,
that you've manifested your Aries sun, when you progress into Aries, right? You're manifesting. When you progress into the next zodiac sign, you're progressing and manifesting your value, because as a Pisces, Aries is your value. As a
mm,
divine being and ascended master, you can manifest your individuality, you can manifest fire and originality. And so now you've become this more bold cardinal character. You've developed your character through the cardinal sign progression. And with the exaltation here in Aries, this is very powerfully, boldly having you shine through the individual decisions you make in your actions, the character of individuality and rawness as a warrior you have now become effectively. And what this is really set to do relative to that is interesting. What this is set to do relative to that is very realistically, open up. Oh, a very profound element and sense of, that's what happened. A very profound element and sense, I would say, of your own ability to realistically, you know, not only express your identity.
yeah, man. Keep traveling through this constellation, man. Keep gathering information and let it out. Don't worry about nothing.
Yeah, I would say not only that, but also being put in a position to powerfully also, connect in a sense where, because this is in the eighth house, what you're doing is extending that divinity that you hold space for others. And now you're taking action to transform, almost like the exorcist, to cut cords and to really identify who you're really dealing with. Because now you're aware of that true part. Now, here's the coolest thing. Now that you have manifested Aries, because Pisces is not supposed to have an ego, because as an ascended master, you
Mm,
sacrifice that identification because you're one with everything. As a
yeah,
collective entity, you literally can see how everyone is a divine mirror reflection of you. So
yeah.
what happens is, once you progress into Aries, you now manifest your identity. Now you're the ascended master warrior Sean, where
Mm,
you went through that progression, really reflecting the collective, and now Aries has taken this ascension of mastery, restarted the cycle, and now you're identifying as this to move forward. And next will be Taurus, where you ground over your soul, because your moon is there, the value of this identity you've manifested. So now that you've taken the individual actions to carve this identity, right? We now know that personally, your how do I say it? Personally, your moon is in Libra. And so now the completion of Aries, the reason why moon in Libra is the completion of Aries, is now over
no,
the next
my, my,
couple of
my,
months.
my girl right now is Moon in Libra.
Oh, nice.
Mm,
Progress or natal? That's her natal moon?
that's her natal moon, man.
So okay, that's cool. So even though it's not progressed, like you'll still be able to tap into her normal, balanced emotions. It kind of gives you a mini like twin soul effect. But the reason why it's important is now you're completing the receptivity, right? For how you feel with other people in
Mm.
Libra, and how to balance your individual spirit. And that's why it completes
See,
Aries. You
Me,
can still
me,
be
I'm not me.
yourself.
I'm not a Libra type of guy, though, man. You know what I mean? To tell you the
I
truth, I'm
feel you
not.
on that. You
I
feel more
don't really
Taurus.
want to be, out
Social?
there mixing with nobody. Really, you know what I mean? To tell you the truth, I do
No, I
like it, though.
appreciate that.
I do
I
like it.
appreciate
I
that.
know that it's real. This thing is real because I do like it, but
Yeah.
I could do without it. You know what I mean?
No,
I could do
you
without
gave me
this.
chills right now, bro. You gave me
Yeah,
chills, bro,
it's
because
kind of like, I never really liked Libra. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
never really
Well, no,
liked
no.
that sign. So it's like, so go ahead.
No, I love everything that you said because
Mm.
it fits perfectly your archetype. Pisces and Taurus are antisocial. So it's not that you don't like to be social because the Virgo rising is social. It's a real social energy, but it's
Yeah,
not like Leo or Libra that wants to go out. It's more so like, it's more so like a personal thing. And so
right,
now
right.
that you're progressing into the Libra energy, Aries is still antisocial too. Like Aries is individual; it can go out, but there's a really important reason why, as a Pisces sun, you're not going to like Libra. Pisces and Libra clash because Pisces is able to sense into the false pretense sometimes of
And
social interaction in a small
they still trying to figure it out. And when they figure it out, they're still bouncing around the ideas and are still deciding which one it is. Like, so I don't know.
style. No, it's a lot too, and it's a definitive task. So thankfully, this is going to actually kind of change your attitude towards it because
Mm,
you're going to be stepping so much more into your own social power. You're feeling into the classic balance between how you bring your individuality with other people. So you're going to be feeling other people's characters and how to balance it with yours and Aries. And
mm,
this is going to start the completion because the full moon, the moon in Libra right now, is actually 6 degrees. And so in another 17 months, or in
mm,
um, in another 18 months, it'll be exactly opposite your progressed sun because it moves a degree every month. Boom, you're gonna have the full moon. So
mm,
we know that's a year and change. In a year and change, Jupiter will be coming out of Pisces into Aries,
mm,
and Pluto will be getting ready to go into Aquarius. So this full moon is going to be timed out pretty powerfully. And not only that, it's definitely also going to inspire you moving forward, mostly to open up this sense, oh, to open up this sense of how realistically you're in a position to, very powerfully kind of, how do I say it? Not only connect accordingly, but also be in a position to realistically tap into the next part of the cycle where you're going to go into Taurus. Because after
mm,
the Libra full moon, then it's going to go into Scorpio where you're going to transform how purely and deeply you transform and feel into this element of your soul, and this is going to wrap up the Aries transit where you're applying this wisdom of who you are. But now that it's in Libra, you're now balancing and completing your individuality with how you're receptive to what to do with other people. And
mm.
this is going to define more your character now that your rising has moved into Libra, should you be born at 6. So then we also see that in your progress chart, Mars has retrograded in Scorpio, is going back. And we also see,
When it retrograde in Scorpio, what that mean? It's more of an
so
internal will, but you don't put it out.
that's a good
What?
question. Yeah, because it was about to leave too, and then it's retrograding. So it's intensifying your will and it's solidifying what you desire so that you can reevaluate if you truly, really desire it like that. And it's maturing a lot of how you take action and desire what you desire. This is important because after the Libra progression, once the moon progresses in a Scorpio, you're going to feel that so intensely. And it's going to be one of the more significant ones. Pluto is actually 0 degrees progressed. It's going to go back into Libra. So you're getting ready for the hugest gauntlet. If we see that ever since you progressed
What that
out of
mean?
Taurus,
Getting ready for the
no, it's a
huge
good question.
gauntlet.
Yeah, so ever since you progressed your moon out of Taurus, you haven't had any major conjunctions. Your
Mm,
moon just went through, there were oppositions, but now, once you finish Libra, your moon is going to progress over Pluto, then it's going to go over Saturn, then it's going to go over Mars, Then it's going to go into Sagittarius over
So,
the South Node in
so that
Uranus.
sound like some trying times then, like
Yes, it sounds like a divine obstacle course, but really,
abs-
what it's going to be, these are your personal planets. So I think it's going to be you
uh,
inheriting these extra dimensional superpowers to add
mm,
so much more depth and quality. Where other people wouldn't go over anything in Scorpio, you're going to be collecting the treasure in Pluto. You're going to be collecting the treasure in Saturn, going through that difficulty, becoming
I'm wondering if you see anything in my chart that would solidify what I'm about to say. Like when I tap into my Pisces realm, like I'm in tune with everything, you know what I mean? But this is something that happened on this level like 2 or 3 times in my life, where
right.
somebody could drive past me and I could tell them in my mind to spin back around the block. Then they spin back around and I tell them to stop and they actually stop. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You come outside, you're looking up at the sun, there is something going on with the sun, but it's more like I'm asking the sun why this happened, whatever was happening at that time. You know what I mean? Somebody
Hmm.
else, some African lady who had a little hair salon up the street. I had a grocery store. She came down from her salon. Some way, somehow I sent a message to the sun. And she's the one that happened to come and be like, come in my car. I don't even know this lady. I don't even remember the whole story right now. I don't remember what happened, but she was just trying to calm me down, like be easy, or whatever, whatever. It's not time yet, type shit. Once upon a
Wow.
time, a doctor, I was going through this the first time it happened. I told my mother, your mother gonna look at you like, yo, something wrong with my son. He must be going crazy. He's saying all this, seeing all these things. So she
Yeah.
took me to the hospital. So I told the doctor, yo, if you stick me with that needle, something's gonna happen to you. I don't know what's gonna happen to you. So I'm just advising. And how I'm telling you right now is how I told them. So I'm advising you, please don't do that. You understand what I'm saying? Don't do that. You understand me? So obviously it's a hospital, it's a doctor. This is what people say every day. So they ain't gonna listen to me, you know? So they hold me down. Dude stuck me with a needle. He flew right back, bro. Laid out on the floor. Laid out on the floor. They called security, all that type of shit, bro. All I did was look. And I wasn't laughing or nothing. I'm just looking like, what the fuck just happened? You know what I mean? Like,
You
yo,
just
what
helped
the fuck?
me sense of
You know what I mean?
Mercury.
And hey, I could tell my mother was there with me. This is not no
Right.
me telling you some story.
Yeah.
This is real
So
shit.
you just helped me understand what it means to have Mercury Neptune in the seventh, because it's
Mm,
linking your brain processing with your spiritual ability to affect other people in the seventh with your imagination. And
mm,
then you
mm.
ground it physically. So that's
Yes, that
supernatural.
that that happens a lot. Like things.
And because you square Uranus, it's like
Mm,
you're destined to show people this aspect unconventionally. You actually, I really wish we didn't have to cut this call short because I have another call here, but I'm
yeah,
gonna
all
send you
good.
the recording.
Yes, yes, yes. Send me the recording, bro.
Well,
Yeah,
you
man. We'll
stay
book.
blessed, brother. I hope you
Yeah,
enjoyed this reading too.
yeah. Nice. It was real nice, man. Yeah. So I'll book another session and we'll chop it up again.
All right, sounds
All right.
great. And you stay blessed as always.